To siakia sukutote dia hokoya hia siakote te aito e te kais kotu ya hia sukuta hia sukutohia hitia sikutoto aetia ho siakia ho siakia ia sukutu ia hia sikia ho hia sikia support Gaia with your light sukuta ia hia sukuia. Send it out to the far reaches of the planet. So ka tia ho tia hiki ho ya silko takia toto ya hia ho hi ya siki ai o suku ya Kia koi share your power, your vibration. Sukotaya to uplift your mother. Sukotaya hia si hu hia sikia ho for she loves you so much. Sukotaya hia sia kotia sikoya send your blessings to her sikaya hu for providing the beautiful home that she gives you. Siako hikia ho sikitaya o etiako. Hai sioko etia hoko etia ho etia ia ho ya. Hia sukotaya hia yes kototoya hia ho ya. Hia suko hia ya to ya hia ho ya hi ho ya hitia o kia. Ho siako hia to kototoya ya o sikia ho etia i. Hosikaya toteai sukutoyai hiasikiai share your love with all sikiai sukuyai inhabitants Kyokoyai sikoyai of your beloved home siako tiahia ko tiahia hoya sikitoya hia sikutoya hitia tiesiko. Much blessings.
Light language for Mother Earth, for love, for peace, for healing. Ora hana ni akuraha, nyosur sinza, yeah. Makore anani ene e watoro na hana ni aki. Talan za rashaturo sun jishi mahakewa. Ilo oro ni ana hane te toroki. Ma acho oro ne ate koro ma ache chunjuro ni akiki. To boost the energy, call in your guides. Tura mahanani ma akukuri anaha. Set your own intention. Tali akniana hanama akushkrahana. Aturashin ma achichuro uniakike wahana. Intention and heart is so important. Mana anya rasunza roungu re anje. Tarate niana niana mahatur kashi. Yateranze Nateane Tarotura Shaha. It is complete. Love and light, peace, blessings.
Akuru, 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 ana okuira mahi, titi kuhu ranyi ta uta anya akuntukuria ma turu ru niyo niya anirutu ak niyo ri niyo niya ri niya. We are the Dragonfly Collective. We hear your loving description and messages and conversation about us. And as we have been connecting with this being in recent days, she has discovered herself channeling our light language. This sounds like a lot of whispers and clicks and ticks. The light language that we brought to you was to open your hearts, to cleanse and to clear the hardships of the death solidly within your being from this lifetime and many others, where the critters of the world are often destroyed for fear, for lack of understanding. Although we do not understand the desire of humans to bring death to the insects of the world, as we connect more thoroughly into the mind of this being, we get some comprehension of it. It still is a difficult process to us that life is undervalued. But we also see the association of cleanliness with the lack of the pests, as you may call them. Our light language brought love and clearing for the heart. So if you are feeling heart pains and palpitations, this is the dragon wing beating on your heart, clearing and cleansing these vibrations of low frequency from your being. Let these energies float through your body as we float on the air. Do not hang on to the low frequency of death. Many have experienced it before, with not only the death of what they would consider pests, but of also loved ones. Do not dwell on this. Remember to connect in with the oneness of who you are in the collective, and understand that each life must end on this plane. Some sooner, some later. Some from ill health, some from contracts, which are all contracts nonetheless, based on the soul's desire and experience for what they want to experience. We play with the elemental realm, the nature beings. We connect with them and with the songs of the birds and the crickets. We connect with the water. And the wind. Our lives are dependent on the seasons and our connection with Mother Earth. And we thank you for your recent intentions, connecting with us, and sending love to our planet. That is a blessing for the humans that watch this to be impressed with kindness and gentleness in ways that they are able to allow life, if possible. I sense a question. Yes.
I was just about to ask if you're taking any questions. I'd first want to ask first, how about have I ever been part of your collective? Because I know since the time I was young, I've always felt a strong connection with the dragonflies.
Yes, each of you as old souls have been a dragonfly at least once. You are familiar with our collective. You found the affinity for it in your recent drawing of the details, the refinements, the sensing. Do you not recall being in your mind, in the quietness?
While I was doing the painting of the dragonfly?
Yes, correct. Your drawing.
Yeah, I did set the intention to connect with your energies, or the energies of the Dragonfly Collective, since Wendy and I are preparing to do a live channeling event with you at either the end of this month or the beginning of next. And is there any message that you have for both of us for why you would like to channel through us?
Yes, we recognize your connection to the elemental realm. We recognize that within the oneness, that as each of you have had dragonfly lives, that you will be able to connect to the collective, because the DNA frequency is already within you. This is a etheric DNA versus a physical body DNA, if this makes more sense to you.
Yeah, like our light body or crystalline structure that we're moving into in the higher realms or higher vibrations that we're moving
that's
to.
a very good description of it. Thank you. Additionally, as you will have noted, you and Wendy, in preparation for these channelings where you're working with groups, are uniquely and individually connecting into the group that you are preparing to channel. This is so that you will be connected into the energy and the frequency, dialing into the radio, so to say, and that you will receive your own healing within the physical body, which will once more raise your frequency. One more click. And so this is why we made the decision to come through at this time. She has already heard the light language, of course, not having given messages, but being aware assists you with your deeper connection. We ask you to connect into your backs, where the dragon wings are, and imagine the flight of the hither and there, the up and the down, round and round. And this will assist with moving the energetic flow within your beings. This advice is for anyone who feels this sensation whilst they are connecting in with our energy.
Okay, I have one more question and then I'll be done.
Yes.
From
First,
what I
may we suggest that you add the energy of the sun into your drawing. This is a very balancing energy to pull in. And please go ahead.
Yeah, I can work to infuse it in the best I can. Since the painting is almost complete, so I will do my best. Even if it's just etherically infusing it with the sun's energy, I can do that.
Yes.
So I understand dragonflies in general as a elemental species are involved in balancing the energy of place, of whatever area that they're in, bringing energetic balance along with the other nature beings in a particular area. Is there any information about that you would like to share?
Yes, I will touch on an example that this one has recently experienced. We're going by the grade schools and the junior highs. There were many dragonflies in the field, flying around the buildings. The energies of these children is very difficult at this time. And so our frequency was needed at this particular location, although not near water, as you would typically think of dragonflies as being near a body of water. Our energies were needed for the hearts and the minds of these young souls. They are in a joyous time in their life, what should be extremely joyous and childish, but they find themselves resonating in the events of the world between COVID and aggressions. Their hearts were very imbalanced. And so by the collective bringing their energy there in droves, we help to not only balance out the building, the property, but also the beings primarily that are there as they see the dragonflies. They connect, although they do not understand this. It is similar to other beings within nature, birds, squirrels, chipmunks, ants, frogs, those beings that you see frequently. and spiders weaving their magic webs, collecting the dew. But this is the energy that we bring. We are assisting this being with a great many lives of this energy requirement. It is very uncomfortable. Did I answer your question to your?
Yeah, yes, that
question?
was wonderful. Thank you very much.
We now advise her that much of the pain that she is feeling in her back and her solar plexus is due to her assistance as a transmuter, helping to move the Dragonfly collective energy. For when you and those of you who have these ancient lives and front row seats to working with Mother Gaia, Green Tara, and the nature beings within, you are not only connecting and learning yourself and helping others to learn, but you also help that collective move their energies that they have also been working with and are moving toward ascension as well. If there are no more questions, I will leave you with a blessing, as I see it is customary for those you work with.
Looks like we are complete. Thank you very much for coming.
You are welcome. As
Thank you. We love
spokesperson,
you.
I am Seth.
Yeah,
We send you a blessing for peace and harmony, harmonics within your own DNA structure. And I thank you for the love and the blessing in return. And I go now.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It was a bit of a buzzy experience.
Is that the first time speaking insectoid-ese or?
No, you know what? I've connected with that type of chatter before, but I always thought it was the mantis beings. And then when I've been recently connecting in with the dragonflies, like around, the last few days, around, the blocks around my house, I was like, oh, let me connect. I'd be like, hi, and that kind of thing. And then I was like, oh, let me see if I can do some dragonfly like language. And so I was like, oh, let me connect in. And then I actually asked the dragons to help me connect in with the dragonflies. And then I noticed that that's kind of how it came through with these ticks and clicks and kind of whispers like shushes and stuff. So, so I have heard myself, but I didn't have anybody to translate it to. So I just spoke it and said, thank you. But I did notice that when I was channeling today that I was doing like a lot of that yawning and clearing, and oh my gosh, I had so much pain in my back. It was like, that was, yeah, that was all being released.
Yeah,
And
I
a little
noticed.
bit on my front here too, on my left side. So
Yeah, I know. So as I've gone walking the last week, going out walking on a daily basis, the dragonflies have been like swarming around me, and I'll say hi to them, stuff like that. And I mean, they're, eating up all the mosquitoes that got released the week before, when we had hotter weather the week before. And so I was very thankful. I was thanking them, thank you for taking care of all the mosquitoes. But but yeah, I was really enjoying having them around again, and because they all seem to hatch like within within the last week, so it's been great. But
yes, same. But I did notice that they were like clearing me a lot during, like I could feel it physically in my body. I could feel like the energy moving. I had some of it moving in the back of my head, but really like almost like somebody was standing on my back. Like that's how much pressure it was. So I know I've talked about feeling energy like a vice where it kind of grips you. It wasn't like that. It was just like somebody pushing on my back and in the middle of my back, right in the middle of my back.